This is El Rodeo, a remote community in northwest Nicaragua with 1,000 people and one gaping problem. But that's about to change. Arriving in style to the El Rodeo project site are volunteers with Bridges to Prosperity, a nonprofit group which provides isolated communities with access to healthcare, education, and economic opportunities by building footbridges over impassable rivers. Granted, this dry riverbed doesn't look imposing, but in the rainy season, it can be deadly.
Kids have to cross either dangerous rivers or not cross the river at all.
And I can't imagine a family having, send their kids to school and their kids don't make it because they've, been carried away by the river.
People that need to go to the clinics, they can't get to clinics, or they have to walk 20 kilometers out of their way to get to wherever they need to go.
Queremos que nuestro mundo sea diferente, queremos hacer nuestro mundo mejor, construirlo mejor para un bien común, la humanidad pobre.
The volunteers will have 2 weeks to complete the project. But before they can build a bridge, they must first construct a campsite.
Nicaragua is certainly different than New York City. We're in this small village here, no amenities as far as what you'd normally know, electricity really, TVs, no radios. It's just camaraderie, just people working together.
It's good for our team to come and be in humble spacing, rustic accommodations.
My least favorite part has been the roosters. They start pretty early in the morning and they don't give up.
I think being out here, away from home, is definitely challenging.
So I had a little visitor on my first night that we were here. It was a spider that probably all spread out, I think was probably about 4 to 5 inches in diameter. She was a little hairy, but I didn't mind that. She was in between my tent and my fly, but she's left me now. She, I guess, is the type to love them and leave them.
It's her. Okay, did you name her? All right.
Not a big fan of the tent, but this is what it is, and this is what the job requires.
Oh yeah, that was like the best hammer ever.
Because everything has just been so new to me and just so exciting, and even just driving down the road is so cool because there's things I have never ever seen and couldn't imagine before, and it's amazing just the modes of transportation they use.
I guess a ride in the back of a dump truck wasn't expecting that, so yeah, there's a few surprises, but all in all, it's pretty much kind of what I thought it was going to be.
There's a truck that brings us new supplies, new food. There's people that cook us food every day.
Mentally, I was preparing myself, but physically, I'm good. This is good. Conditioning me very well.
With tents, latrines, and food firmly in place, the focus now shifts to the volunteers' first priority, safety.
Don't touch the spool, don't touch the wires unless you got gloves on. That's it.
On this particular project, I'm the project safety manager.
Watch out, guys. Yep, all clear.
I am to facilitate all of the team members' needs for when it comes to safety, actually doing training to explaining why we do certain things to put these safeguards in place.
Our path, let's look at our path, make sure it's clear.
I think they've got a really good group down here, and I think we're really trying to push the safety hard on this project.
So there's a whole bunch of potential hazards here. We've got to make sure that we're being safe at all times, we're watching out for each other.
I've really been impressed with the culture of safety at Flatiron, and as well as the willingness of the locals to embrace their safety practices. I've actually had locals stop me and remind me to put my gloves on or to put my safety glasses back on before going to work. And I've been impressed that they've jumped on those cues and have really taken from them.
The stretching and safety will come in handy, especially on day 2, when the team traveled into the nearby village of Condega. You can't build a suspension bridge without cable. Thick, heavy, greasy cable. And with no modern tools at their disposal, safety and ingenuity are all the volunteers have.
The most challenging so far has been the removal of the cable from the spools and
putting them in the back of the truck.
Those cables are heavy and long.
And it's all greased up and nasty. And we ended up rolling it down the street.
It was a challenging day. Definitely the heat's a factor here.
What we did was we rolled the cable back up and down the street until we had our desired lengths, and then we cut them off there. We drew a little bit of a crowd doing that. There was traffic. We had to cross 2 intersections, so we actually had to have people walking traffic, but there was pedestrians always walking, and I think they thought it was kind of a show. What they ended up bringing us to transport the cable was a dump truck, like an end dump. It required some thinking.
We tried to get it into a dump truck 4 different ways before we were actually successful.
Luckily, one of the people in the local community had a forklift and came and gave us a hand.
It was a big achievement with very little payoff in just getting 4 bundles of wire here. So it was definitely, it was an experience, but it was fun.
We had a few hiccups on the way, but we were able to complete that task and get it here on site.
With the cable now safely delivered to the project site, the volunteers settle into a builder's rhythm.
It's been really good to kind of be amongst 15 to 20 new people and realizing that, you know, all these different personalities have come together for one common cause. We are kind of all leaders in wherever we're coming from. So it's kind of a good exercise as a team building thing to realize where you can put yourself within a team and not always be the leader.
You throw away the fact that you came from Flatiron, you came from Turner, you came from wherever, and all you are down here is just this group. And I think that's what we're able to do. I think we're doing really good at that, is everybody working together as a unit. Nobody's separating into their own little things, and everybody's personalities seem to be, you know, all getting along, and everybody's pulling their way and working hard.
They get together, they form a very solid team. When they go back, they keep in touch, it develops friendships, it strengthens the bond within the different divisions in the companies and within our sister companies.
These ain't on the sticker.
The group dynamic's fun. I mean, we pick on each other a little bit, but we seem to all get along.
So far, we've had some pretty good bonding times. That, although we find out not everyone likes karaoke country music.
And I'll hang around as long as you will let me.
Who knew?
I've been really encouraged that we've, you know, just completely meshed as a group. We sit side by side at lunch and dinner, and, you know, I really enjoyed the sense of community that we've already developed.
We couldn't ask for a better team. We really complement each other very well.
But as the bridge is going up, the team notices the language and cultural barriers are going down.
We eat dinner and work side by side with the locals. During the evening, we have a few beverages and play some cards and tell stories, and it's a great way to get to know each other.
It's kind of funny to see the language barrier and how everyone's trying to overcome it and communicate together, and I think it's been fairly successful.
I know a little broken Spanish, and that's what it is, broken Spanish. It's not nearly enough to communicate, but I'm learning.
He'll be talking in Spanish to me and I'll be talking in English to him. And we'll have a conversation for a while, and then someone that can translate will come. And we've actually been saying the same thing to each other.
I'm happy that I'm able to help with the communication process with both teams.
These masons that build these towers, I wouldn't stand a chance trying to build those towers. And that's one thing that I love about projects like this. There's definitely a relationship that you build with the locals.
Yo he estado analizando de que hemos aprendido mucho junto a ustedes.
Entonces, primera vez que trabajo con americanos. Y muy bueno porque se ven que son bien compañeristas, son amigables y una buena experiencia para mí.
People in here don't have much, but they are almost bending backwards to try to help us, make us feel at home and make us feel welcome. So,
you know, we're being part of the community. You know, showing that you know, the world's not all bad. I think it's a great thing.
It's looking like a suspension bridge. So far, so good. All the pieces have gone together really well.
till, I don't know what time it is, 11 o'clock, something like that, on Monday, and we just crossed the bridge for the first time, and I took the honors because before anyone else did. So.
After 10 days of labor, El Rodeo has been successfully bridged, leaving a safe passage for this community and deploying an experience and a passion with each of the volunteers.
Designing something in the States and seeing it come to life thousands of miles away in a different country is just amazing.
It's nice getting out of the office and back into the field. Even though this is a little more into the field than I'm used to, it's been actually quite rewarding.
This experience is very different from a standard 9-to-5 job, sitting in a cubicle or in an office. It's actually an unbelievable opportunity to learn and experience, to get your hands dirty.
It's not like building a stool in woodworking class. This is something actually like real and useful and something that's huge.
I really feel like we're having an impact on the community. I think they're learning from us, but at the same time I think I'm going to take a lot from this trip.
No matter how hard they got it, they all seem happy. It's just amazing that they're content with what they have, and it's too bad that we can't be a little bit more like that.
I think just the experience overall, I think it just enriches your life.
Being in a very urban environment, I take a lot of things for granted, rely on things that we really don't need, and this is really getting back to the basics and kind of helps me reflect on my own life. An opportunity of a lifetime for me to do something like this.
So I've been given so much, I feel that I need to give back, most definitely. And it's become a need, almost, to give back.
A need that can be met in Nicaragua and across the world with volunteers like these.
You there, brother?
Yep. You okay? Oh, yeah. Okay, just make sure you're alive. What time is it? Hey, I gotta make some extra money somehow.
This is Nicaraguan high tech.
Communication is key, and it's been a great experience.
Nice.
I feel like I kind of have to sort of prove myself, I guess, because I'm the youngest and the least experienced and smallest and everything.
I'm glad to see her getting dirty and working. That's good for her.
It's been great. Rice and beans every day, 3 meals a day. I was gonna say that, but that's not so bad.
So I think that's our goal over here.
I would say the outhouse they built is made for someone 5'2".
Well, I've been wrestling with that thing a few times. It's very difficult. It's like sitting in a pillbox.
I don't know why they didn't want to make it a little bit larger so that people could actually squat down. So it's kind of hard to hover over this this big hole. And
At least to have something to go to, I guess, is good, but and you're never in there alone because there's always these big ass bugs and stuff in there.
It involves a level of flexibility that I just don't really have. So that's probably, I make sure I stretch and flex before I go in there anyway, so it's been an ordeal.
Oh, I love it. This is great.